Hey everybody, it's me, Kristen. I thought I'd give an update. So I joined a choir. I'm so excited. We had choir practice today, and it went really well. We're singing we have like 22 or 21 songs maybe that we're doing, and we're gonna have a Christmas concert, and I think we might have a few concerts, but it's pretty exciting. I haven't been in a choir in so many years. Oh my gosh. I think it's been 20, 25 years since I've been in a choir. So I'm pretty excited. I know the director from when I was a kid. I did some musical theater, and he was the director of plays or the musicals and stuff. So that's really fun to see him again. He's super nice. And I know a couple other people from the choir too. One of them is the person who invited me I went to high school with, and I'm Facebook friends with her. So she invited me, and I was like, yeah, that'd be great. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it at first, but yeah, I think it'll be great. Having so much fun with that. Also, I'm working on illustrating. I don't know if I told you guys this. I'm working on illustrating a children's book about schizophrenia. Now this is different than I was working on a book for my design class about neurons and stuff like that, but that's kind of on the back burner right now. And I'm working on this other children's book with a person who's involved with mental health stuff, and he wrote the book, so I'll be just illustrating it. So I'm really excited about that too. It takes a while. It takes a long time to do, though, because I think I'm going to do watercolors, actually. Combine it a little bit with vector art, if you know what that is. It's like computer art plus watercolors kind of thing. And so I'm kind of going really slow on that, but I want it to be good, so. And let's see what else is going on. I'm dusting off my computer while I'm talking. It's so dusty. Oh my gosh. So, I don't know if you guys all know, but I live in the Pacific Northwest, near Portland, Oregon. And we had this tremendous forest fire this week. Well, it started maybe a week ago or something. It's in the Columbia River Gorge, and it was, I think they have maybe 7 to 10% contained by now, but it was so huge, and we got ash on our cars, and the air was so smoky and cloudy and everything, even where I live, which is about 20 minutes away from the gorge, I guess, by car. It was just incredible, but kind of in a bad way, because the smoke was so thick. I was like, oh my gosh, I almost need a mask to be outside. It was whoa. So we didn't let Zoe outside or anything either, because it was just way too smoky. But luckily, they've got part of the forest fire contained. I think some cities like Hood River might still be under evacuation, but I'm not really sure. And so they have, at one point, this Eagle Creek fire merged with, I think it was an Indian Creek fire or something, and so it became one giant fire, and Multnomah Falls was under this historic, what is it, it's not a cabin, but a building, I don't know, that lodge, yeah, the Multnomah Lodge was under, it could have gone in the fire, but luckily they saved it, and they preserved most of the Multnomah Falls area, I think, which is amazing. Those firefighters are just awesome. I don't know how they do it. I'd be so scared. I'm already afraid of fire, so I would be like, get me out of here. Anyway, so it rained yesterday a little tiny bit, so that was good, and the winds changed directions a few days ago, so our skies are much better. Like, when it was happening, like, the first few days of the fire, the wind was blowing in the direction towards my house, so even the sun was, like, red, because of the fires. It was really weird. And anyway, so forest fires are scary. Oh, and it got started by kids who were messing around throwing smoke bombs off the side of a cliff. Now, that's not good. If you're ever in the forest, do not throw smoke bombs into dry tinder. I mean, come on, use your brain. Anyway, everybody's pissed off at that kid for obvious reasons. And, yeah, so anyway, the fires are a little bit contained now, and the air is much better. Thank goodness. I think there's probably still a lot of smoke and stuff, and there's probably still a lot of fires going, but it's a lot better than it was. So, what else is going on? You know, we've got Irma going on down south in Florida. That's pretty freaky. There's a lot of, like, the whole western United States is on fire. And, I mean, I think in Oregon there's, like, a fire that's burning, like, I don't know, 100,000 acres or something insane like that. So that's really disturbing. But I'm doing okay. And, I wanted to tell you guys that I started a new therapy. I'm starting with a new therapist, and he does this thing called ACT therapy, which is acceptance and commitment therapy. It's really interesting. I've been reading this book called The Happiness Trap by, I think his name is Russ Harris. I don't have it with me right now, or I'd show it, but it's basically, the idea is to sort of unhook your thoughts from being bonded with how you feel about yourself and stuff, and sort of do things to focus on the life that you want to live, not how anybody else tells you need to live, or it's really an interesting book. I mean, I don't really like self-help books that much, or at all, but this is a pretty good book. I would probably recommend it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm like halfway through, so it gives you like concrete examples of how to deal with different thoughts and it kind of like is the whole acceptance part of it is that you accept that you're having thoughts or feelings or whatever, and just kind of like ride them and don't attach yourself to them in ways that make you feel terrible or suicidal or something like that. So, I mean, I'm not really feeling suicidal right now or anything, but there have definitely been times in my life where I have and stuff. I don't really talk about that much on YouTube, but I have attempted suicide a few times, and not really in a major way, but there were times in my life where I was very hopeless, and so it's good to have strategies that you can use to sort of combat the thoughts you're having, you know, in a way that you can unhook them from your emotions in a way that you can manage them better. So anyway, so I'm starting this therapy. I just started it, and my therapist is actually someone I knew like 20 years ago. He was a therapist 20 years ago for me, and when I was in DBT therapy, and I don't even remember how I stopped seeing him. But then I had this other therapist, and then she kind of retired recently, so I thought, well, I kind of need a therapist. So I went back to this other therapist who I hadn't seen in 20 years. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I was like, can you believe it's been 20 years? How weird is that? And he's just like I remember him. It's so weird. It's like no time has passed in a way. But, of course, you know, everything has happened, changed, and it's really strange. So it's really good. It was really good to see. I've only seen him once now. I see him next Tuesday, but it's really good to see someone who, when I saw him last, I wasn't doing well at all. I was unmedicated or like slightly medicated, but with the wrong medicines, and had bad doctors, and I was not doing well mentally or emotionally, or I was bulimic at the time, and yeah, so I was in a really bad space. But so it's nice going back and being able to say, hey, I'm better, you know, and all that. So yeah, that's really fun. And I'll tell you guys more about this therapy once I get into it a little more. It's kind of different from other therapies where they try to, like, DBT has skills where you kind of distract yourself from your thoughts and emotions, or you try to, other therapies are kind of like try to analyze your thoughts and push them out of the way, and that doesn't always work. So this acceptance and commitment therapy seems to be more about, okay, you like have these thoughts and feelings, and finding a way to sort of cope better, and it kind of focuses on living your life and doing things to make your life what you want it to be. So I mean, my life is pretty good, and I like it the way it is mostly, but you know, there are things that I could definitely change, and so I think it'll be a good step. And anyway, I've rambled long enough. So I'm really excited about choir. It's really fun. I just have so much fun going to choir. I didn't go last week because it was like 100 degrees, and I'm like, oh. But yeah, so I thought I'd give you guys that update. And at the end of this, I'll put a picture that I did for the new book that I'm working on. It's a watercolor of a girl character for the book. So she's one of the main characters, and she learns about mental illness, schizophrenia in particular. And so far, this is just like so far what her face is going to look like and stuff like that. But it might change too, because I've been changing it up a little bit as I go along. So anyway, I guess that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.